Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video, we're going to be going over the top teams for Lone Gaze on epic difficulty, and you can also run these teams to clear the hard difficulty. As you can tell, I have done a few attacks to do some team testing. So at a lower resonating level, I think one great team you can try, which also doesn't have Reinier at Mythic Plus, is going to be a team like this. Because the idea is you have Thoran soul pacting the Odie, who will be your backline ally, and he will be taking a lot of the damage from the Lone Gaze boss. You also have Sonja to buff up the Odie further, giving him more damage but also more defenses, and you have Coco for damage reduction. I think with all of this, even at a lower resonating level, you should be able to survive long enough to get some decent damage off with the Frostfall spell, because this is considered one of the best artifacts. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this replay to show you how it's going to work, and then we're going to do, we'll show you the other team options, because if a team like this is still not working for you, there are going to be Reinier Mythic Plus teams. Raguto did testing at a free-to-play resonating levels, and those are getting basically the top score he's able to get right now. However, it will need Reinier at Mythic Plus for that, and so that is why I wanted to come up with an alternative. If you don't have Reinier at Mythic Plus and you're having survival issues, I think this is your best bet. Because as you see here, Odie's taking all of the aggro. I mean, he might get killed over there. However, if you have Thoran Soul Pact, you have the Coco damage reduction, hopefully that will be enough to keep him alive. Or alive, at least for long enough to get a decent score. And if you, for example, want to change things around, you can try to have Coco in the back. I first tried that, Thoran Soul Pack the Coco, but the problem is that Coco runs up, as you can see, and so the Coco will end up in a position that is still in front of the Odie, and Odie is still going to be targeted. And that's why I think if you're running Odie, you'll have to have Thoran Soul Pack the Odie. But definitely, if you wanted to run a team like this with Sinbad rather than Odie, then you could probably have Thoran Soul Pack the Coco and have Sinbad running up with your team, and then just have your Coco in the back taking the aggro. Maybe that can be better for you. But basically, yeah, Sinbad or Odie, they're kind of the replaceable damage dealers you want to run for Lone Gaze. Okay, now other than that, we're going to show you the Reinier teams. So the Reinier teams which are doing the best are with Sinbad. But there is an option with Odie, but it is doing worse, right? So here we have a Sinbad team. This one is really good. With the Frostfall spell, credit to Saber for coming up with this team. Reinier going to position swap the Sonja. Sonja buffing up Mikola and Sinbad, and then you have Coco in the front with the Frostfall spell. Let's take a look at this replay. And this was the team that got the highest score for Raguto, like over 20% of the boss's health, and that was at a free-to-play resonating level. If you have a spender resonating level, then you're not going to have much issues surviving, and you're going to be able to end up with a pretty good score, like, for example, this team that we're running here. Yeah, so Sinbad is going to do well. The kind of issue, though, with this comp is, look, Reinier is going to be in the back, and Reinier is going to tank the aggro of the boss, and so eventually your Reinier is going to die. Like, on the following attack of the boss, I think this is going to kill the Reinier, and there's really no way that your Reinier will be able to tank that. And now the problem is the boss has increased defenses after getting a kill onto one of your allies, and that will heavily reduce your damage output. But yeah, there's nothing you can do if you're leaving a Reinier in the back. Eventually, he is going to get nuked by the Lone Gaze boss. Okay, but this is the team with Sinbad. If you don't have Sinbad and you want to run a similar team, you can just replace Sinbad for Odie. However, you can also try that Thoran team that I showed to you guys, because that Thoran team was doing pretty well. I probably would recommend that over just swapping the Sinbad for Odie here. Okay, now what we have to show you guys is a top performing team that is, they're two top performing teams. One of them isn't even using Sinbad, and this will need higher resonating levels, but with the Frostfall spell, this team is really good. And you're going to have Shakir up in the front, Kruger off to the left side, Coco is going to be buffed up by Sonja and Mikola. And we're going to take a look at the replay. The credit for this replay goes to the team goes to ERB and Beebsy. And yeah, it's a really good team. It is similar to a team which Lenzola was running in the hard difficulty last time we did team showcases of Lone Gaze. However, this has a bit of a different formation, but it has basically the same heroes in it. And Coco is going to be taking the aggro in the back, which is kind of the best hero you could have. You're going to need Coco at Mythic Plus for the shielding for more survival, and then the damage reduction, of course. But this is a good team. This is a solid team. And it ended up getting like one of the top scores on this account. So if you're at a higher resonating level, this can actually be one of your top score contenders. And it doesn't even need Reinier. It doesn't need any Celestial Hypogean, which is pretty good. I think this actually got us to rank 5 of our server right now, which is pretty crazy because as you guys know, on this account, the server that we're competing in is insane. The people are all of them are really strong. Like, and yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so that was that team, but we have another good team option over here, which is going to be also getting over 19 billion damage. And this one is also pretty free-to-play friendly, but it does have Sinbad, right? With the Frostfall spell, Smokey in the front, and then you have Mikola, Coco, and Sonja. Let's go ahead and take a look at this replay. This is a good team. And as for the credits for all of these teams, I will go over them when we do our attacks right now, because I do have them saved with the players who came up with these teams. This is a good team. I kind of like it that Sonja is buffing up the Smokey, and Smokey is going to be taking the aggro of the boss, because the another advantage of buffing up the Smokey is his blue aura deals good damage. Or I guess it doesn't deal amazing damage, but as we continue to get to higher difficulties, Smokey is going to deal more and more damage, and when we make it to endless, he will be dealing the most damage, because it is based on the opponent's health that they have, right? And that is why Smokey is the best for endless bosses, because he deals HP per second damage. Okay, this is a really good team though. And then Smokey is going to die towards the end, but I think with the Sonja buffs, the Coco damage reduction, hopefully that will be enough to allow him to survive the burst. That was a really good team as well. Okay, those are all really good teams. Let's go ahead and give the credit where credit is due. So Beepsy is a player who came up with this comp, and then EBZ was a player along with Beepsy who came up with this comp. You're going to have Saber who came up with this comp with the Frostfall spell, and Reinier. And now we're going to show you guys the Twins teams. So there's a Twins team with Sinbad and Sonja without Reinier. I'm going to show you guys that first with the Overcharge spell in the back from Crow. This is one of the top performing teams, but the Reinier team is going to be a little bit better than it. But this team is amazing as well, without even using Reinier, but it is using Sinbad. So, guys, if you haven't built Sinbad already, it's going to be really important for you to begin building him from the season store, because he's also a key hero used quite a lot, even in endless bosses so far in the Vietnam server. If you guys saw the video I uploaded yesterday, you'll see how that even Sinbad is being used in endless. So he will be a worthy investment for your account. But yeah, this team is amazing. I mean, Twins are just crazy, especially linked to Sonja and Sinbad. It's like they get on to another level. Yeah, 40 seconds left all the way up to 60. Yeah, gonna destroy the previous record. Absolutely destroy it. Yeah, okay, Mikola. Okay, another thing to mention is make sure all of your heroes have charms, at least the purple quality charms, especially Mikola, because there are going to be cases where Mikola is going to get killed right at the beginning, like from the first jump of the Lone Gaze boss if you don't have Mikola charms, but she gets the invincibility if you do have them. This is crazy. 87.4, 22.8 billion with this team. I was not expecting that. This is without Reinier, right? 22.8 billion. That is crazy, and that is why the Twins are so dominant. What is the record for today? 23.4. Yeah, he must be running the overall top team, but even coming second in the server with the no Reinier team comp, that is really crazy. Okay, but now we are going to bring out the full pay-to-win team. Like, up until now, we weren't using the Surging spell, but for the overall pay-to-win team, we have to bring out all of the full power. Elijah in the front, Lila in the back, and then Reinier in front of Lila, which is honestly weird. I don't really understand why this is always the case. I feel like maybe there just ends up being too much damage when Rainier's in front of the Sinbad. I don't know. Anyway, Surging spell is good for protection as well, because it periodically will give shields to your allies, as well as dealing damage to the boss. And as for the stats it gives pretty good tankiness, right? HP and physical and magical defense, and it also gives a high amount of crit, which will increase your damage output. But this is the overall top team. It has gotten up to like 90%, I believe, of the boss's health today with good RNG. We might not be able to hit that on our first run, but then we'll keep retrying it until we get a top score. But I'm really impressed by the fact that even the no Reinier twin teams are doing pretty well. Both yesterday and today, there has been like a second best team with no Reinier, just using the twins, which is doing really well. Okay, this is unfortunate that Reinier went down very early on. I wonder if that was just bad RNG, because this is kind of the issue, right? Reinier is always going to add RNG to your fight, because it's really difficult for him to not die. And then if he dies, the boss ramps up so rapidly gaining haste and physical and magical defenses. Like, look at that. So the twins comp looked like it was safer than the Reinier comp, because at least with the twins they were not dying, but Reinier, like, Reinier pretty much always dies. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple of skip runs, and if we do get a new record, then we'll take a look at the replay. I've already done team testing, so I don't have that many attacks left. Okay, we have 7 attacks left. Hopefully it's enough, but I don't know. Honestly speaking, I don't know if I recommend this team. I don't like really high RNG teams. Okay, there we go. We did get a new record, and this is a good score. Okay, so maybe I do like high RNG teams. We'll do a couple more skip runs, trying to get the top score we can. But really, guys, even if you don't have Reinier and you're just running the other twins team, I really think that is a great team option. Okay, if we don't get another new record, then I will take a look at that replay and see exactly how it went, to see the RNG needed to get a good score. But I just want to do a couple more skip runs and see whether... Okay, there we go. We got the new record, and that is going to be top 1. I'm not going to go for any more attacks right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at this replay. And see exactly what happened here to allow us to get that top score. I'm gonna imagine that Reinier was able to survive. I think that's the RNG you need, because if your Reinier dies, then you guys saw it. The boss ramps up his physical defenses and magical defenses. He ramps up his haste, and he's gonna be shredding through your team more quickly. I mean, this is really good when Elijah is in the back and the wolves are attacking Elijah, but then for some reason the wolf boss begins eventually attacking the Reinier, right? Because why is Reinier at a risk of dying? Because it looks like Elijah is back. Could it be the positioning that you need to keep Elijah in the back? Yeah, it must be something about the positioning so that Elijah doesn't run up further than the Reinier. Because Elijah is able to tank the lone gaze, because they're sharing the HP pool, right, with the Lila. But Reinier cannot tank it. So this is the RNG you need. You need to have Elijah in this back position. And that can only happen if, like, the RNG lines up well. Wait, what? It looked like the twins died, but then came back to life. Or, no, now they die. Okay, but right at the end of the match, there we go. That was a perfect run. We cannot ask for anything better than that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, one of these teams is going to work out well for you. And as always, you can also try the teams you were using last week. They should carry over pretty well as well to the higher difficulties, but these are some great teams you can try as well. So good luck getting a top score, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already joined my AFK Journey Discord server, feel free to do so. There's a link to that in the description of this video. We have over 2,350 active members, and we talk about everything about AFK Journey in that chat. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching.